To enroll in our course and gain access to the source files, you can check us out on tunefiles.com by either purchasing or joining the membership. You can purchase on Udemy, or if you prefer, join our membership on YouTube. Links are in the description. For this video, I just want to take a moment and talk about some of the limitations and quirks I have discovered with working with this new tool set in Moho 13. First, it's a little bit different than working with vectors. There's just some little quirks that go on, and I mentioned before I was really unable to create multiple versions of this file just the way the images save. So as an example, if you've worked with images in the past with Moho, you might be wanting to go up and gather media, because that's typically what you do when you design with images, if you're designing with outside images. However, as I showed you in the previous video, it doesn't work that way. These images that you create save when you save the file, and it saves them right into the main directory where the Moho file is. So that's just one thing to note. Second, when you go in and you start designing these things, there are different limitations I have discovered. First, just right off the bat, let's get the main one out of the way. When you go and create a new image, you have to set down your boundaries for the image. You can see right here we have our width and height, which I have set to the canvas width and height. And that's typically what I do. Whenever I go in and I create a new image layer with this process, I always make it as big as the canvas, so that way I have the most room possible. So let's just go ahead and create this for just the sake of testing this out. If I were to come over here, I'm just going to do something really quick. So I'm going to draw a line like this. Now, this is one thing I really don't like. I'm just going to be honest about these tools. So let's say you have this and you're like, this is the best thing I've ever done. I want two of these, and I want to duplicate this one and modify it so that I have a slightly different one than this one. All right. Well, what would you do in that case? Well, you'd probably duplicate your layer just like that. And then let's just move this one over like so. And then you're going to come in here and I'm going to modify this one so it's slightly different than this one. And you come in here and, oh, look what's happening. It is modifying both images at once. And that's one thing that is a little bit annoying, but I try to take advantage of it in this course because, again, I thought when these tools came out, I would be like, oh, I can go in and duplicate something, make a quick adjustment, and then have the same layer. But it doesn't really work that way, as you can see. And I wanted to point that out because this is typically a shortcut I would use, but I really can't because of the way this whole process works. And so that's one thing to keep in mind. When you are duplicating and designing images, if you duplicate an image and you alter the original, or I think even the copy, you're going to have that issue where it's just going to mirror, as you can see, on whatever side you're doing it on. And so that can either work to your advantage or it can be a pain. I try to work it to my advantage in this course. And just some other things to note too when working with images. Again, you have to create the image and the boundaries. I would recommend creating the entire image at the canvas size, so that way you have enough room to work with. Because let's say you're like, oh, I just want a hand. You know, I want this little hand. I just need it to be 400 by 400. And you create this layer. You can see here the boundary is very much small. And if I want to come over here and draw, I can't draw outside that boundary. You can see right here I'm trying. I can only go in here and draw. So again, just some limitations. If you're used to vectors, you know, you create a new vector layer and you're like, I'm going to go anywhere I want. And you can draw wherever you want on the canvas. But here you have those limitations in place, and it's just the way it works. And so I do say in this course, in the next video, that if I had a choice, I probably wouldn't exclusively design this way. I like it as a way to go in and make quick corrections to images. So, you know, I have this image here. If I had a PSD file, I could go in and erase maybe some lines I missed when working in Procreate or Photoshop, or different things like that. Designing exclusively like this is, again, it's different. And if you can get used to it, I think it does have benefits. For me, I find it to be a little bit weird sometimes, but I think it has enough benefits to warrant a course. So I just wanted to point that out. I just want to be honest about this process before you dive in, purchase the course, purchase Moho 13, and get going because you're excited about these tools. There's one more point I think I need to mention. When I started this course, I began on my MacBook Pro. Because of the way AstroPad works, I prefer that over Duet Pro. However, when I got to a certain point when working in that project on that computer, Moho kept crashing on me, and I'm not sure why. I'm really hoping it was just an isolated incident on that computer, because when I moved over to my Windows computer to finish the course, it worked just fine. So again, I just need to mention that my MacBook Pro had issues with the software. I don't know why. It could be just something on my computer. Maybe I installed something and it's conflicting. Perhaps I don't have an update. Perhaps my hardware is just older and it just has problems because it is a 5-year-old computer now. And so I just wanted to point that out. I did have issues with the MacBook Pro with crashing, which is why I had to switch over to Windows halfway through, as you'll see as you watch the course. Other than that, though, if you are looking just to design with these bitmap tools, if you are just looking to get an overview of it, you're curious about it, you want tips on how you can design a character with it, this course is definitely for you. I just feel I need to point out that there are some issues with these tools, and I wouldn't feel right selling this course to you unless if I disclaim that. To view the rest of this course and gain access to the source files, you can check us out on toonfiles.com, Udemy, or join us on YouTube.